A new set of breast cancer screening guidelines is now sparking debate this morning. The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, an independent panel of medical experts, advises women to get their first mammograms at age 50 and every 2 years after that. But the American Cancer Society recommends getting screened from age 45, and the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists puts the starting age at 40. So what's a girl to do? Our Dr. David Agus leads the Westside Cancer Center at the University of Southern California and joins us at the table. David, when I heard these new guidelines yesterday, I just sort of groaned because I feel it's changing again. Now what?
Hashtag confusing.
Yes.
So, you know, I think the data are clear, is that 50 to 74, there's no question it saves lives and that the benefit outweighs the risk. Age 40 to 49, it saves lives. It does, but fewer. Breast cancer happens more frequently age 50 and 60. So it's your decision as a woman when to do it. You could say, listen, I want to do everything I can to play with my grandchildren.
Yes.
Therefore, I'm going to risk a couple of false positives and I'm going to go for screening. Or you say, listen, I just don't want to do that. I don't like doctors. I don't like somebody squeezing my breast and putting some radiation through it, so I'm not going to do it. It's a decision between you and your doctor together, but age 50, it should be mandatory.
What, again, are the downsides to an early mammogram?
Well, mammogram is some radiation. It's an X-ray technology, so exposure to radiation. Number two is false positives. You know, a false positive is they call you up and say, hey, Nora, there's something there. I'm a little worried about it. Come back in a couple days. We're going to stick a needle in it and see what it is. Stress and an extra procedure.
And then also, doesn't that biopsy where that needle went through your breast also leave a mark every time you do future mammograms?
Oh, yeah. You got a little inflammation there, and it makes it harder to interpret. All of those are true. That being said, it still does save lives in age 40 to 49.
So all the guidelines, David, say that women should make a personal decision with their doctor. So what do they need to consider as they make this decision?
Well, they go in there and say, listen, the risk of false positive is this. The risk of saving lives is this. You make your own decision based on your values between you and your family. When my wife says to me, David, should I have it at age, you know, which is in her 40s, and she's in her 40s now, I say, yes. You know, I want you around, so I'm going to risk false positives, which clearly happen. And I think it really underscores the fact we need better technology.
That's the thing. Help me. I was going to ask you about the technology. I just had one last week. It is barbaric. Honest to God, if men had to have their manly parts squeezed flat as a pancake, somebody would come up with another way to do this. Well, listen, and I'm not even trying to be funny, David.
The man exam isn't fun either, with the, but
yeah, but it's not that.
I agree with you. And you know, it's putting radiation through a tissue and having to squeeze it down is not. You know, the Navy can find a fish a mile away with all their fancy technologies. Why can't we develop a better way to look for density changes within the breast? I think we should put a lot more national resources toward this, and obviously we can lower the death rate more. Still, 30% of women, 50 to 59, where it clearly benefits, don't get mammograms.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. It's important to have the information.
Thank you.
And it's worth a little discomfort, as they say. This is going to be a little uncomfortable. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is, children. David's new book, by the way, it's called The Lucky Years. It's just out. It's published by Simon & Schuster, which is a division of CBS.
Very good book indeed.